These are three of the newest smartphones to hit the shelves. The difference between them? A few features, a few inches, and about $400. If you're looking to save a ton of money on your next Android, the Moto G5 Plus is your ride. I'm Michael Fisher, and this is the MrMobile Review. Today's video is brought to you by Mint SIM. Stick around to the end to learn how to get unlimited calls, texts, and 10 gigs of LTE per month for prices starting at $20 per month. The Moto G5 Plus is not your typical budget smartphone. It carries the family name of a brand that blew the mobile world wide open when it launched in 2013. The original Moto G delivered so much quality at such a low price that it became Motorola's best-selling phone ever. Each year since, the company has tweaked the formula, moving speakers around, dabbling in waterproofing, sneaking in some extra features, but still hewing to the original goal of shipping a solid phone at an affordable price. You don't need too long a look to see what sets the new series apart from its forerunners. Where earlier Gs made do with rubberized soft-touch casings or snap-on plastic backs, this one wants you to marvel at its magnificence. And I don't really think it works. It doesn't feel cheap, necessarily, but the minute you pick it up, you realize that it's an affordable product trying too hard to look expensive. And that's fine, a lot of products do that, but what's unfortunate about it is that Motorola didn't need to do it with past Moto Gs. The older designs embraced and even amplified their utilitarian roots, and as a result, they stood out. The G5 Plus looks, well, an awful lot like other affordable phones coming out of Asia right now. To me, that's a missed opportunity to stand out from the pack. At least the lunar gray model is a bit more subdued. If you value function over form, the G5 Plus does its ancestors proud. This is Android 7.0 with a Motorola interface, which means it's close to stock Android, and where it does deviate, it's usually for the better. On the cosmetic side, the launcher brings in elements from the Google Pixel, while the Moto display has been given a more colorful paint job, though admittedly that's hard to see on this rather dull LCD. It seems likely that this version of Moto display is something we'll also see on the next Moto Z. And maybe that goes for the fingerprint scanner too, which has been enlarged and given limited trackpad abilities. If you don't want the traditional soft keys down at the bottom, you can use gestures instead. Left swipe for back, right for the app switcher, and taps of varying lengths to go home or activate Google Assistant. On the more practical front, Motorola's now classic gestures are back again. Spend a week chopping on the flashlight or twisting the camera to life, and you'll wonder how you ever lived without them. The camera hides more fun tricks in its viewfinder. It automatically reads QR codes and barcodes, saving you the trouble of downloading an app for that. As for the shooter itself, Motorola calls it a flagship-level camera sensor, and to its credit, it does focus quickly. It's also got a wide aperture and a capable HDR mode, plus the option to shoot video in 4K. Mix all that together, and you've got a phone that can deliver pretty, sometimes very pretty photos in daylight or bright indoor settings. Spend a few minutes messing with them in Instagram, and no one will know you're using a budget device. But turn the lights down, and the challenges that befall all smartphone cameras hit the G5 Plus even harder. The lack of optical stabilization and the tendency of both front and back cameras to overexpose mean you're going to be working a little harder to get good shots here than you would with a more expensive product. There is a full manual mode available for that, though. Much has been made of the phone's other shortcomings, like the use of the older micro USB port for charging and the lack of NFC, meaning you can't use Android Pay in stores. But these are the sort of compromises I've come to expect in an affordable smartphone. When Lenovo told me its market research suggested that not a lot of budget phone buyers even care about Android Pay, I wasn't surprised. It's still trying to get traction on the high end. And while it's annoying to have to carry around an older charging cord, it's not that old. Last year's top-of-the-line Android phones still used it, and you're more likely to find micro USB cables lying around than newer USB-C ones. Plus, with a good-sized battery and a very power-efficient processor, You won't often be worried about charging, at least not before bedtime. The G5 Plus gave me an average of 14 hours, moderate to heavy use, and that includes some power-sucking games like Asphalt 8 and Sky Gambler's Air Supremacy, games which played with nary a hiccup, by the way. As usual, the more I streamed TuneIn Radio over Bluetooth, the sooner I needed to refuel. The inbox wall adapter is a turbo power charger, though, so topping it up is a speedy process. Not likely to be a speedy process, software updates. Motorola has become far less prompt at delivering the latest Android version since Lenovo bought it, and that's troubling. Back on the plus side, phone calls are unsurprisingly pretty good, and while the speakerphone may not be the loudest thing around, at least it's front-firing, which I really like. The Moto G5 Plus will be available unlocked starting March 31st in the US at retailers from Amazon to Best Buy to Target to Walmart and beyond. It's compatible with all 4 major US carriers, and it comes in 2 trims based on how much storage and RAM you think you need. My review device was the higher-end model, so I can only give my recommendation based on that one. What is that recommendation? Well, if I had to keep my smartphone spending under $300, and I wanted a new phone instead of one of last year's discounted models, I wouldn't look anywhere else. And for what it's worth, I'd probably buy from Amazon to get the discounted price for Prime members. The Moto G5 Plus marries excellent performance, great battery life, and smart software with an acceptable camera for a price tag that's tough to beat if you're shopping unlocked. Buy it. And if you want, spend some of the money you save on a case to take the edge off that look. If you want to save money on your phone's service as well as your phone, check out today's sponsor. Hit the link in the description to go to mintsim.com, pick a 6 or 12-month plan, and use discount code MrMobile20. You'll get unlimited talk and text and 10 gigs of LTE per month for between $20 and $27 per month. Mint Sim. Premium quality service on a premium quality network for a fraction of the price. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video, folks. Until next time, thanks for watching, and stay mobile, my friends.